What's good, YouTube? Hitman X. Make sure I hit that like, hit that sub. Show your boys some love. Show your boys some love, man. Listen, man, I ain't been asleep since we beat the Clippers 130-103. I've been up all night. I have not been able to sleep. It's been a special moment for me, man. And I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Suns Nation, man. The Valley, man. Shout out to the Valley, man. Especially the ones who stayed down throughout the whole process, man. Right? You know, you had Philly with their trust the process. We didn't really have a slogan behind ours, though. We didn't have a slogan for our process. But ours was more effective. Ours was more prolific. It actually worked, right? It got us to the promised land. We still have to finish it. But it got us there, right? It got us to get an opportunity to win the big thing, you dig? And it takes a lot of patience to be a Suns fan, man. I forever, man, I'm gonna forever respect and salute any Suns fan that stood through that process. I mean, it is what it is. It's a tough motherfucking battle, man. And like I said, look, man, I'm looking at myself like this whole year, man. All these bets that I done made online, these little wagers or whatever you want to call them. I'm looking at myself about $400 give or take, man, owed in bets. Not me. I don't owe. People owe me around $400 give or take. From doubting me with the Phoenix Suns to putting all their eggs in the basket of another team. Whichever way you want to call it. People ain't living up to what they've been saying. It is what it is, though. You know, I won't say any particular names. I don't want, because it's not just one person, two person. All I'm gonna say is shout out to Ticket TV, man. Ticket only won't pay this bet online, man. When I lost my bets, I've always paid up my bets. If it wasn't on time, I let you know when I'm gonna pay it. And that's the reason why I won't do no bets online, because people ain't cut like that. It is what it is, bro. And I said I ain't got money just to be playing with like that. Right? If I had money to play like that, I wouldn't even be worried about it. But I ain't got money to be playing with no $400. So it is what it is, though. All in all, listen, I don't even want to make it about that. Shout out to the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul, man, silenced all the haters, man. A lot of people was coming to this game saying that Chris Paul couldn't get it done. He was a choke artist, man. I heard it all, man. I heard it all. Right? I heard all the nonsense, man. People were praying and hoping that CP3 was going to repeat all those failures he had, and they forgot that he played for the Clippers. They forgot he was with the Houston Rockets and James Harden, right? They forgot he was with the New Orleans Pelicans. He's on a whole different team now. This is Valley Boys, man. This is not the same energy. I was telling y'all that before the season, man. This is the best team he's played for in a while. I want to say ever. But I'm not going to disrespect the Lob City and James Harden. I'm not going to do that. But this is the best team he's played on for a while, and it's showing, right? 41 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 16 for 24 from the field. By far the best player on the floor tonight. I know Devin Booker looked solid. He looked okay. 24 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Listen, man, even though he wasn't shooting too well from the field, I liked his aggression. He didn't allow Patrick Beverley to rattle him and get him to play. Like Game 5, that energy that I seen from Devin Booker and the rest of the team, I was very disgusted with that. And I'm like, look, come Game 6, regardless if we win or lose, I need to see a different energy. That was my whole mindset coming out of Game 5, and they did exactly that. DeAndre Ayton with 16 points, 17 rebounds, 2 blocks, 8 for 10 from the field, man. Listen, this is a man-child in the making, man. When he gets his touches, man, we see what happens, right? He's legitimately our third option. Going into the season, I've also said DeAndre Ayton was the key, right? He was the key. He doesn't have to give us 25 and whatever people were saying, 25 and 13. He doesn't have to do that for us. All you have to do is be a man-child down low and do your job, homie. You're going to be the third option. How many third options do you see averaging 25 and 13? Not too many, right? So do what you're supposed to do, DA, and he's doing that. Shout out to DA. Jay Crowder with 19 points. 19, 5, and 1. 6 for 11 from the field, so he shot pretty decent. Even from the three-point line, he shot decent. Thoroughly impressed with him as well, especially on the defensive end. I felt like he did a great job trying to contain guys like Marcus Morris, but at the end of the day, Marcus Morris, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if somebody spiked his coffee or whatever, but he owned one, right? So shout out to Jay Crowder for at least trying to do his job. Mikal Bridges, I don't know where he was at. Defensively, I guess you could say he was okay, but I seen him getting blown by the whole game. This whole series, let me say that, let me rephrase that. The whole series, Mikal Bridges has been a disappearing act. Hopefully he can bounce back in the finals. But I was disgusted with Mikal Bridges' play in this whole series, man. I felt like he got punked. He got little boy. He got little boy in this series, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Torrey Craig, man. Listen, the stat sheet isn't going to show his value on the team, man, at all, man. He's one of those guys, man, where he doesn't really stuff the stat sheet, but you want him on the floor. He hit a three. Didn't really, 1 for 3 from the. He didn't really shoot too well from the field overall. He wasn't really getting too many shots. But defensively, that guy, and especially on the rebounds, 8 rebounds stand out to me. And it's like, man, his timing on those rebounds and his defensive instincts. I'm not going to say Dennis Rodman. I'm not going to say he's the next Dennis Rodman. But it gave me a reminder, kind of like, visually it looked like Dennis Rodman out there. His energy and his effort level is that of a Dennis Rodman type of person. So I was thoroughly impressed with him as well. Cameron Payne chipped in with 7.7 assists. Solid game from him. Dario Saric was actually productive. Dario Saric, productive, I know, right? Hey, shoot me dead. I never would have known that. But like I said, overall, great game from the Phoenix Suns, man. Let's go to the Clippers. Marcus Morris led them in scoring with 26 points. 9 for 17 from the field. 4 for 11 from the three-point line. We were just out there shot jacking. But he was the only guy that really wanted it seemed, because Paul George gave him 21 points, 9 rebounds. A lot of people say he was gassed out. I think he was mentally gassed out. I think he was mentally checked out of this series. Coming back from a 3-1 lead or a 3-1 deficit, basically by yourself, could be mentally draining. And I don't think he's that type of guy that can actually pull it off. You know, he needed a Kawhi Leonard on the floor to help him get over that obstacle. But and he even said it in the press conference. He said if they had Kawhi Leonard, they would have won the series. A guy like that isn't a number one option. He just admitted that he was a role player in the press conference. Go back and listen to Paul George in his post-game interview. He said if Kawhi Leonard was on the floor, they would have won this series. Whether you agree with that or not, you as a player, right? You as a number one option, a former franchise player, should not be letting those type of words utter out of your mouth, Paul George. But see, you have a history of making excuses, so I'm not surprised by you saying that. Reggie Jackson, 13 points, 8 assists. That man needs to get paid, man. This come-up season, he needs to get paid. I'm not sure if the Clippers can afford him, though. And that's going to be a tough pill for them to swallow. But that man's going to get paid. Patrick Beverley, 11 points and an ejection. Goodbye. I was happy to see him out. Terrence Mann, they said CP3 was scared of Terrence Mann for whatever reason. I don't get that. He had 41 points dropped on his head, and he only came with 5 points. That makes a lot of sense to me. DeMarcus Cousins, 12 points, but he gave up more than he scored on a defensive end for being a liability. We all know DeMarcus Cousins is nowhere close to a stopper, so that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody as well. But like I said, overall, I got to give the Clippers their card, man. I got to give them their props, man, because regardless of who they had on the court throughout the whole playoffs, regardless of who they had on the court, they've been down plenty of times in the playoffs, and they always fought back, man. They always made it a competitive series. And even here, without Kawhi Leonard, to lose 4-2, I don't feel like there's any shame in that. There's no shame in losing to a better team in 6 games. It's just that simple, man. Right? And the sky's the limit for them. If they can retain all these players, they could very well so be in the Western Conference Finals again. Right? And they already made history coming back from 2-0 twice and getting to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. Right, so hey man, I gotta give them their props, and then I feel sick to my stomach. My stomach is hurting right now for even giving the Clippers props. You know how I do. I don't like doing that. But at the end of the day, you gotta call a spade, man. Them dudes came out here and they earned my respect. I'll say that much. They did definitely earn my respect. But this is a Phoenix Suns channel, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. We shot 56% from the field, 50% from the three-point line, which is shocking, man. Them boys was on one, man. 27 assists. That's exactly where I want us to be every game. At least 25 assists. We out-rebounded them. We killed them on the boards. It was an all-around slaughter fest, man. It was an all-around slaughter fest, and ain't too much to be said about that, man. I mean, 21 fouls to their 11. There's something to be said about that. I don't get that, but it is what it is, man. You know, the referees tried. They tried. And look, Suns Geek, what did I tell you after Game 5, man? Y'all like I said, y'all go subscribe to Suns Geek and go listen to that Game 5 post game reaction that we did on Suns Geek. Go listen to that video. I told them, I'm like, look, the referees are gonna be on their side. We gotta play through it, and that's exactly what everything I said on Suns Geek that the Suns need to do. It seemed like they listened to that video and they came out here and did, right? So shout out to Suns Geek, man, because we had a great epic collab on his channel. And y'all need to go check out that man's channel regardless, man. He a good dude. And he a real Suns fan, man. Point blank, period. But hit man next. That's all I got, though. Hit that comment section. Let me know how you feel about this one, man. We're waiting on the Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks series to be over with. I'm hoping that series goes 7 games so, you know, we can get more time to rest. You know what's coming to the Valley. You know, we got home court advantage, so we already at home chilling right now, man. And I wish I could be there with them boys, but it is what it is. But hit man next. That's all I got, though, man. I'm out of here.